All right, let's just start by looking at this new initiative, this this National Agricultural Policy Mechanism initiative by the government. You know, before now we've had some other initiatives in the past, like the Agricultural Transformation Agenda. We have the Growth Enhancement Support Scheme, Anchor Borrowers Program, and so on and so forth. So tell us, what is the difference? I mean, with this new policy now, this initiative, Prof, let's start with you.
Thank you for having me once again.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing new is, previously, agriculture was never viewed as a business.
Okay.
It was a kind of traditional thing. My grandfather was a farmer, my father is a farmer, so I am also a farmer kind of thing. But this time around, agriculture is viewed as a commercially, economically viable, profitable investment venture, whereby you, as any other business, you can enter a bank, pick a loan with the intent of making profit out of it. You have your plan, you have your master plan, whatever, but then this time around, you're going in as an investment expert.
Okay.
And you're sure that you're going to get a profit out of it. And another thing with the agri-business is that not all of us need to be on the farms. You know, the value chain, the input delivery, the production, main production on the farms, then after the production, the processing, the marketing, and the distribution. There are people that deal in agricultural products, taking products from the north to the south, from the south to the north. They don't know where the farms are. So these are the kind of people that want to entail across the value chain, so that it will be a real business value chain, viable, commercially viable for the country and for individuals. We want to see the impact on the farmer at the subnational. By the time you now increase the value chain, you are giving the farmers the opportunity to gain more from their products. And that is the main difference between this particular policy and all the other policies.
Okay.
Yes. So this time it's a kind of investment-driven business idea agriculture.
Investment-driven business idea.
And opening the doors, opportunities for those who want to go into agriculture.
Definitely.
So can you tell us what are the key objectives of
the four objectives? There are four objectives actually to it. The first one is the agricultural input delivery. That's the seed, you understand, the fertilizers. Somebody can buy a tractor and he will be hiring the tractors. He need not to go to the farm. He has the drivers and everything. You go and hire his tractor. You clear your land. You pay him. He stays with his tractor. He continues servicing it. Then somebody will just be selling seeds. You understand? Another person will just be selling fertilizer. But they are not on the farms. That is the first premise. We have to take them into cognizance. Then the second one is the main production. That's where the farmers come in. They do the actual production on the farm, etc. Then after that, we need the processors. You know, there is a huge post-harvest loss. We're talking of about 45% in the horticultural sector. Every 100 mangoes, 45 is gone. Every 100 yams, 45 is gone, either through bad harvest, through bad whatever. But then we now want processors, whereby you have a small agro-allied facility that you can actually make the yam into yam flakes, into yam powder. You can get the onions at Alero, Sokoto, KB, etc. And then you now can actually stop the perishability, the high cost of perishability, and then you can actually turn it into something else. It's doable. And you don't need a very big company to do that. And the tomatoes, by the time you're traveling on this Kura, Churoma road to Kano, when you see the kind of tomatoes during the on-season, you know, they will ask you to pick it even for 100 naira. Because if you do not pick it 2 days after, it's gone. So we need these small agro-allied industries. The oranges in Boko, The mangoes all over the country now, it's mango season. Everywhere you see, you go mango. But they're not single one processing plant. So once a situation where under the agribusiness, there will be off-takers to produce. Even women, you can make a kind of mango drink. I can see in Abuja they've started. You see watermelon, beetroot, cashew, and then you see orange and pineapple. A kind of combination that women are doing. And it's going fast, really, it's going fast. So these are the kind of things we have on our mind now. To reduce the post-harvest loss, you have to bring in more people into the market. Then finally is the marketability. Let every agricultural product that is produced in Nigeria be marketable, and then it should be consumable. So we also reduce the post-harvest loss. So you now bring in marketers into the agricultural value chain, and that's the aim. Those marketers have the money. They are not on the farms. They are not into production, but then they are waiting for the products to come out, for the products for somebody to process, and all of a sudden they begin the movement of the products from where it was
it's a collective.
Exactly, and take it to where it is needed immediately. So these are the people you see moving across the country with the trucks, etc., all over. They know where the product is needed presently, and they know where they can get that product immediately. A case study: if you're looking for maize today, Saminaka is #1 destination. So you just move there, get whatever you want, and then push it to the south where there is plenty of poultry business, and people are waiting for our poultry feeds. So this is the kind of thing that is in the new agricultural business, and I find it particularly interesting because for the first time it's all comprehensive.
It's all comprehensive. Thank you.
Holistic and also workable.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Doctor, there is need for a proper, awareness, especially with the farmers at the grassroots concerning government initiatives. And also she talked about, the need for monitoring, proper, monitoring and evaluation, which is necessary for to drive this government initiative. Let's come to you, Prof. On Monday we talked about this inflation, going down, and we talked about the need to have stability in food prices. How will this initiative address food inflation with strategies that will be employed, to stabilize, food prices, especially in the market?
Yeah, this is one of the cardinal principles of the new agribusiness plan.
Yeah.
By the time you now, like I said, process what has been produced, at least to 90%, then definitely you are making sure that the post-harvest losses are drastically reduced.
Okay.
And by reducing the post-harvest losses, it means that you are giving more people opportunity to take from what has been produced. I want to give a practical example. Mangoes, oranges at Boko, when it is produced, like I told you, the post-harvest loss is about 49% in the horticultural subsector. All the fruits, most of the fruits, 49 get lost. So what we are saying now is, if you have an uptaker that takes the oranges, he doesn't produce the oranges. The farmers in Boko do the production. He buys from them, and then he has a small processing plant. He now makes them into juices, or he dries them into what you call dried fruits, like in foreign countries, or he mixes them with other products to make another product. So that means all the oranges are now processed. So when you process everything, the next person is the marketer, which you have already identified. And the marketer is the main businessman. He doesn't care about the farm. He doesn't care about how the oranges are produced. He doesn't care about how the oranges are processed. His goal is just to check up and then keep moving. He knows the areas that particular, he has done his studies. So he knows the areas where those particular products are needed. And then he now carries them as quickly as possible. Then from there also he might also fill his trucks with other things and bring it back. So through that, the food security is going to be enhanced because the post-harvest losses are going to be drastically reduced. But then, there is something very fundamental to that, and the policy has captured it: mechanization and technology. Without these two things, all the things I'm talking about now cannot be possible. You cannot be using pestle and mortar to be making fruits, fruit juices. Really, Jumai, it's very difficult,
it's
even
difficult
in your house, you understand? So it's just for a small scale, but now we're talking of a larger scale. So you just have to give the incentive to those people to make sure that they have the necessary machines and they also have the necessary technical know-how. That is very important. And talking about mechanization, the country is a vast country. Desert here, forest there. Low rainfall here, high rainfall there. Jumbo knows in the northern part of our state, Borno, it's about 2 months of rainfall. It's either you do your agricultural activity within the 6 months or you're out of business. Definitely 6 months. That's why we have 40 days varieties of groundnuts, 40 days varieties of other crops. It will be adapted to all this. And in most cases, we have to go out and pray a lot before the rain even falls.
Okay.
But then within the same country, you have Focados Island in Rivers State. They have 12 months of rainfall per annum within the same country. And that discrepancy and variability makes Nigeria a very great agricultural nation.
Okay. Professor Edna talked about getting the active participation of the private sector. How do you think they will ensure the success of this initiative?
Yeah, they have to, because, you know, once you talk about private sector, it's about people that are interested in getting profits after investments. And we said the policy intends to make agriculture an investment platform. So you put in your money, you do the necessary things, and you get your profit. You can go to the bank, get a loan, come and invest into it, you get your profit and you pay back the loan. So there are plenty of private sector players in the agricultural field, even as we are talking now. People that are dealing with fertilizers, people that are looking pest and chemicals for pest control and disease control, people that are dealing with high quality hybrid seeds, etc. They are in there, private sector, even now. Go to every village. Go to every market day in every village in this country. You see those people selling chemicals, selling fertilizers, selling everything. They are there, private sector. Without any governmental support, they are doing their work and they are getting the money. During harvest, when you go, you see people who come with plenty of money, mopping up bags of beans, bags of groundnuts, etc. It's well known.
Yes, exactly. It's well known.
Yes.
We've seen it even in Maiduguri. You know, before Boko Haram, the trailers that leave Maiduguri to Central Africa, Cameroon, Chad, you know, but unfortunately, insurgency has sort of brought it down a bit. So we have, let me come to Professor Gambo now. In the deployment of the NAPM, you know, in each state and across the country, we will also respond to the text messages that came in. What should be the top priorities?
Okay, now there is something that is very significant that was raised, somebody talking about youth inclusiveness into agriculture. Last week I was invited for a program, inauguration of youth in agriculture. It was organized by Action Aid, GIZ, and the Senate Committee on Agricultural Productivity. In fact, the Senator Salih Mustafa, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee, was there. And once we inaugurated the youth, they came from across the country. You could see them across the country. And I think I did not see anybody that is above 25. But they've already formed themselves into a formidable force. And the major outline of what happened was, when the senator was talking, he said he has moved a motion for a bill to establish 1 trillion naira for youths in agriculture, and he promised, is on record, that the bill is going to pass through second reading, and he said by September that 1 trillion will be available just for youth's inclusiveness into agriculture.
Okay.
And I think that is a very good news. Then secondly, talking about security, within the last 2 weeks also, the federal government established the forest guards policy. So that one is a very good one, whereby now you train the people and then they go protecting the forest, making sure that farmers are doing their work very well, forcing those that are disturbing the peace to be out of the forest, etc. And I think that's also a very good move. This all will help in actualization of the agribusiness plan. But then, Juma, your question is very important to the whole agribusiness plan. Now, once we start, we want a situation whereby you look at the comparative advantage of all the 774 local governments in agricultural activities. Every local government has something peculiar, and every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product. Then you move to the other local government. One is maize, the other one is yam, the other one is rice. Give them the necessary machinery and then let them keep producing, and that's going to solve plenty of problems.
That will solve plenty of problems. Professor Abba Gambo, Department of Crop Production, University of Maiduguri. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, and we still believe that there will be more time in future for us to talk more on this initiative. Thank you so much for coming, and good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Also, we want to thank Dr. Emeka Okengo, Agricultural and Development Economist. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Doc.
Pleasure.
always obliging us. And in the studio also is Architect Kabil Ibrahim, President, Nigeria Agribusiness Group, and AFAN President. Thank you, Architect turned farmer.
Thank you. Thank you.
And want to also acknowledge Professor Edna Augustine Apan, Professor of Crop Science, Faculty of Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State. Thank you, Prof, for your contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's Good Morning